November 20th will see a bit of history being made. The FIFA World Cup 2022 will be held in Qatar. First time ever in the Middle East. Second time in Asia. Historic, right? Well, maybe it is for the wrong reasons. Prior to the start of the 2022 World Cup, there has already been plenty of action off the field. When you have to look at costs, human rights, several other restrictions and factors put into place. This World Cup of 2022 is already in the news for all the wrong reasons. There was a meme floating around. 2018 Russia, 2022 Qatar. Why not shift the 2026 World Cup from the US to North Korea? Such is the amount of controversies that has been generated, it is simply staggering. Consider the starting point of this first major controversy that has happened. As you know, Qatar had to make most of their stadiums modern and up to date right from scratch. So definitely costs will be higher. Stadiums had to be built on reclaimed land, and also certain amount of costs are inevitable, right? Well, you will be staggered by the costs that is there when it comes to the Qatar World Cup in 2022. Russia and Brazil, if you have to look at Brazil first in 2014, the costs that happened in that World Cup was USD 11.5 billion. Russia was slightly more expensive with 14 billion. What could be the rate for Qatar? USD 220 billion. 15 to 20 times more, this World Cup has already become the most expensive. And on top of that, the costs on updating stadiums alone is USD 6 billion. Talk about burning money in a big way. Well, this is the first instance. Not just the money factor. There is also now a lot of other controversies right across the spectrum when you have to talk about Qatar. Number one, LGBTQ rights. They are under immense threat in Qatar because Qatar does not recognize these kind of relationships. And they come down pretty hard with severe punishments if you are found to be one of the LGBTQI communities. Not just different cases if you have to look at it. Recently, there was a total ban on alcohol in stadiums. You can only get them at select VIP zones at a very expensive rate, and that too access is limited. Qatar anyway has a very strict policy against alcohol. But this has violated one of the basic principles upon which the 2010 agreement was founded upon. Yes, Qatar was awarded the 2022 bid in 2010. At that time they had said all of FIFA sponsors will be respected. But in this case, Budweiser, who are the local beverage, one of the prime sponsors of FIFA, they have been targeted. What next? Will FIFA remain quiet? Will Budweiser remain quiet? What will be the situation now? That remains to be seen. Because look, FIFA has always tried to tiptoe on several issues when it comes to controversies. And pretty much in 2022, it could be the same. Corruption. There have been plenty of corruption scandals that have rocked FIFA in the past couple of years. But Qatar is the pinnacle when it comes to corruption. So many rumors are floating about match fixing. So many rumors are there floating around that Qatar had some hidden bids. All that has culminated into one gigantic mess which may be uncovered later. But the prime problem, the prime controversy when we have to look at it is the human rights abuse. All the stadiums that have been built is on the blood, sweat and toil of migrant laborers. So many have been killed. There has been the conditions that these migrant laborers live in is appalling. Yet, despite all that, this has been whitewashed. Qatar has expertly done it. It remains to be seen whether anybody takes note of that in the near future. Not just human rights, not just commercial rights, even the natural forces have been a controversy this time. You guessed it right, the weather. For the first time in the history of the sport, the FIFA World Cup will be held in the winter period. the supposed winter period. Why was that? Because traditionally around June and July, when there is not much of club football, that was the period in which you would hold these events. But June and July in Qatar, where temperatures range from 50 to 55 degrees Celsius, is a killer. Even now, the high humidity and the high temperatures by which players will not even be accustomed to might result in several injuries, more timeouts. Why in the first place did FIFA even want to disrupt the entire calendar in such a big way, hosting in Qatar at a time when club football traditionally would have been at the crescendo? That answer maybe might never be answered. So unfortunately, Qatar, for all the wrong reasons, has been in the news. FIFA World Cup 2022, the buzz also. Where has the buzz been? Hardly any buzz. So many restrictions, that is the build-up. If the tournament is played out in a very successful way, then maybe there might be some form of saving grace. But already we have seen Qatar, the FIFA World Cup 2022, is not gotten off to a great start. Thank you so much, folks, for listening to this special video. We'll be back with more explainers from Sports Today regarding the FIFA World Cup 2022. Press the like, comment and share button. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Thank you.